Welcome to Why Is It Like That Radio, the space for your unsent letters. In a society that constantly tries to mold every individual into common templates, difference sometimes becomes an excuse for people to label you as abnormal. People easily feel safer when everything operates within familiar patterns, and anything that crosses those boundaries is often judged as deviant or inappropriate. Yet, these very differences are what truly make up the colorful tapestry of life. Instead of being cherished and valued, differences are often pushed aside, misunderstood, or even excluded. Have you ever felt like an outcast, a voiceless individual in this boxed-in society? Have you ever, for a moment, wanted to speak up but felt no one was listening, only to let your thoughts be stifled by a fear of judgment? If the answer is yes, take a moment to listen to the unsent letters in this week's radio episode. These heartfelt confessions from people who have felt lost might just touch the deepest part of your heart and soothe it. Let's begin. This week's radio episode opens with an anonymous letter. As a boy, you must do this, you must do that. That's the phrase I heard repeatedly from family and friends, like an invisible barrier that always made me feel pressured and uncomfortable when communicating with others. I'm a boy with rather different interests in my class. I like to draw, to sing, to gaze aimlessly at the sky. But because I'm the class president, I always have to maintain a model image and tell myself that only if I succeed can I dare to remind others. I always feel separate, whether it's with boy or girl friends. Many times I've tried to fit in with other boys, from playing online games, kicking a ball, or just hanging out, but I always sense dissatisfaction from everyone when I'm part of the group. I also have a best friend. One evening, when I decided to open up and confide in him, he said something that left me utterly bewildered. "If you need empathy, put on a dress and I'll empathize with you." That moment, I felt hopeless, as if all my hopes of someone understanding me had been extinguished. I also tried sharing with others, but I only received coldness in return. They told me I was sick or thinking too much, and they didn't want any more trouble in their lives. People keep saying you have to open up for someone to understand, offering empty words of comfort like, "Everything will be all right." But no one knows that I've tried to express myself, yet no one wants to listen. The next letter is from Happy. I can never escape the overwhelming shadow of the past. My name is Happy, I'm 18 this year, and I was a victim of school bullying due to my appearance and somewhat feminine personality. From elementary school, I suffered verbal abuse many times. When I entered middle school, I thought that as people got older, they wouldn't bully me anymore. But then, words turned into actions, and their increasingly cruel behaviors left my spirit utterly exhausted. In ninth grade, the pressure of high school entrance exams plunged me deeper into depression. Many times, I intentionally harmed my already unhealthy body and even had not a few suicidal thoughts to escape. But at that moment, deep down, I still yearned to live a happy life, so I stopped. Throughout these past years, I've never had a truly close friend to share with. Even now, I still struggle to make friends, desperately searching for someone who can understand and walk alongside me. I've been exploited many times, and that has gradually eroded my trust in others. Because of this, communication has become more difficult, and my face rarely brightens with a smile. Perhaps this reserved nature of mine makes no one want to get close to me. I wish I could forget all the painful memories to move forward, to live the life I've always yearned for. But the past isn't easily erased. It remains, deeply embedded in my mind, becoming an inseparable part of me. The next letter is from Crying Girl. I used to think that appearance was only a small part of the path to success, until I got to high school. Every time I remember what I went through, I feel much more insecure. Everyone praised me for being smart, but teachers didn't like me just because I wasn't pretty. I had an expressive reading voice, but because I didn't have an impressive appearance, I always had to yield my spot to prettier girls. No matter how hard I tried, I could never compare to others' looks. In 11th grade, when choosing students for the class's cultural festival performance, I really wanted to be the MC. I was always confident in this role, and many people complimented my voice, saying it was very good and suitable. But in the end, a prettier girl was chosen instead of me. Some teachers even joked with me, saying, "You too should sign up for girls' soccer, go pick up the ball or be the goalie. The ball probably won't even go into the net." At that moment, I could only force a smile, then went home and cried alone. It's not like I want to be this way, it's my body type. Since childhood, I've always had large bones and gain weight easily. Just a moment of not controlling my weight, and my body becomes visibly chubby again. I never want to be plump like this, so please, can you stop saying such things? The fourth letter is from relaxed girl. I am a quiet girl, carrying a little insecurity, not quick, not lively. With this calm and introverted personality, it seems to have stuck with me so much that I can't even remember how many times I've had to listen to others tell me that I need to open my mouth to fit into society. But that's what introverts are like, and I admit it. Sometimes I even feel proud of it. Yet, no one seems to understand. They look at me as if I'm a pathetic person, with pity in their eyes that I don't need at all. I don't need that kind of sympathy, and I'm not weak or meek as they think. In truth, I really want to belong to a community, to be a part of a group. I just prefer to listen. Sometimes I just smile faintly at questions about my personality, telling myself, it's because I'm a relaxed girl. But honestly, I truly wish everyone would respect this difference in me. I'm quiet because I like it that way, because for me, it brings a sense of comfort, not indifference or slowness. Why do people keep labeling me like this? The next letter is from Aurora. Lately, I felt completely drained, both physically and mentally. A close friend of mine died by suicide. They had been battling depression for a long time, and ever since the illness took hold, they became a completely different person. There was never a moment when they didn't feel useless. They were surrounded by negative thoughts, while I just stood there, offering empty words of comfort. At the time my friend decided to leave this life, I was staying at my aunt's house. I didn't have a private space, so I didn't dare to cry. During that period, I always had nightmares when I slept. I could barely concentrate on my studies. My class is a specialized one, where the pressure to keep up with friends always weighs heavily. The accumulated exhaustion left me feeling trapped, but I couldn't confide in anyone. Although my friends always earnestly showed me solutions, they would often tease me whenever I couldn't do something. Furthermore, because I was staying at my aunt's, I didn't dare to go anywhere far, only venturing between home and school, and then back home from school. That made me feel even more confined and suffocated. Each time I returned, I would embrace my loneliness and burst into tears, day after day, for a whole week. In that crisis, I suddenly remembered that there were only 2 days left until the 49th day since my best friend passed away. I remember on that day, their face wore a smile. The final letter is from Duck Who Can't Swim. I don't know when this child, at an age where emotions are easily expressed, forgot how to laugh, how to cry. Everything started with times I would cry in the bathroom, crying so loudly my head would ache in waves, as if wanting to release some of the tension. Then, I gradually shifted to quiet sobs in the night. Yet one day, I couldn't cry anymore. If before, tears were my way of relieving fatigue, now, no matter how distraught I am, I cannot shed a single tear. I've tried to force myself to cry to lessen some of the pain, but my eyes remain dry, and the terrible feeling of emptiness only grows day by day. Day and night, I live in a state of tension and anxiety. My chest feels heavy, cramping in waves, and there's no way to escape it. Too many things have overwhelmed me, from studies to relationships. Everything is a mess. I realize I don't have a single true friend. Those I once considered close turned out to be mere acquaintances. Every time I want to share something, I'm scared of being ignored, scared of the mocking gaze hidden behind their casual remarks. I also realize I can't keep up with my friends. I learn slowly, understand slowly. Sleepless nights spent studying, hoping to be equal to them, only leave me more exhausted. I'm afraid I'm not good enough. Afraid that on holidays, I'll have to sit and listen to aunts and uncles make my appearance a topic of discussion. Afraid of the criticisms, the scrutinizing eyes sweeping over every flaw on my face. Afraid even of the disgusted frowns they make when they see me. I don't hate myself. I understand that it's not my fault. I know I don't need to change just to fit the standards people impose, but no one listens to me. I wish they could be a little less harsh, a little less cruel to me. I'm truly too weary. And so, my dear listeners, merely because of an individual's differences, many of us isolate them, pushing them into psychological quagmires and causing them to further isolate themselves from the community. Clearly, difference is not a reason to ostracize. It is a strength that binds us and complements one another. Each of us is our own unique entity in this world, carrying thoughts, emotions, and experiences that no one else can replicate. Be proud of your unique colors and respect the unique colors of others, because only when we are different yet united can we truly create great value. The storm that brings the suffering of your imperfections will soon pass. And when the storm is over, it will return to you a more complete and whole person, just as you once hoped. If you still haven't accepted the differences within yourself, then let us work together to overcome them and steadfastly move forward. This has been Why Is It Like That Radio. If you resonated with these shared stories, remember to follow our channel and look forward to our next episodes. Bye.